Third phase of moon.
Welcome back, Blake Cousins' Third Phase of Moon. We've got the top UFO videos of March 2020. It's been a wild month, but we want to show the videos that have come in, and it's going to be a wild ride, everybody. Hang on, let's get to it right now. An incredible video has just come into us of what looks to be some kind of interstellar craft making its way into our solar system. What the heck is going on? Take a look at this. It's in regards to the 2020 Stereo A capture of what looks to be something not of this world. Take a look at this. What the heck is going on in our solar system, and what did NASA capture on the 2020 stereo system imagery? The stereo camera, which was launched in 2006 into the orbits around the sun that caused them to respectively pull further ahead and fall gradually behind the Earth. It basically enables stereoscopic imaging of the sun and the solar phenomenon, such as coronal mass ejections. But sometimes NASA and its cameras capture things that are unexplained, such as this. Is this a massive extraterrestrial spaceship captured by the stereo system? What is lurking in space? We've got two anomalies, one that resembles some kind of massive space station and a strange cigar-shaped craft leaving some kind of blank plasmic trail behind it. It's hard to tell exactly what we're looking at, but it's undeniable that there's something in space so massive that was captured by the cameras that scientists still have yet to explain what this is. The feed only lasted for a little bit. It was cut off, and there's only so much video evidence, whatever these anomalous objects are, but you could tell that this is something that's not in our asset, something possibly from another system, a galaxy far away. You can see the circular craft hidden behind the streak of plasma wave of this cigar-shaped craft. We're getting a close-up in this, and you can see the massive cigar-shaped craft leaving some kind of plasmic trail as the circular craft travels underneath it. It's hidden by a wave that is unexplained. We're trying to get the answers from NASA, and right now we don't have any. But we wanted to get it out to you so you could tell us and give us your opinions of exactly what was captured. Is there some kind of extraterrestrial craft making its way towards Earth? The video was captured earlier last week and is making the rounds on the internet, and at this moment, at Third Phase of Moon, we don't have any answers for you. All we know is there's something in space that was captured by the stereo system, two anomalous objects moving in the direction towards Earth, and they are massive, almost planet-sized. It's hard to tell exactly the size of these objects, but I would have to estimate these are over 1,000 miles in diameter and length. It'd be amazing if astronomers out there capture this on their telescopes. Amateur astronomers keen on these objects. Maybe we're going to get to see some real clear video of it, but right now we have these pretty fuzzy images, but you could tell that the plasma waves coming from the sun are reflecting off these solid objects. I don't think it's some kind of anomaly on the lens, but something huge in space. Let's just put it this way. If this was something extraterrestrial, two craft from another solar system heading towards Earth, would NASA tell us the truth? That's the big question. There's things out there that we can't explain. Evidence that NASA has captured themselves, but with no answers behind them. I want to get your thoughts below. Is this something that is extraterrestrial in origin, or possibly evidence of a secret space program? We also got a video coming in from Los Angeles of a strange object and the LAPD connection, what's going on in the skies. LAPD helicopters Is there some kind of surveillance drone being used over the skies? Strange events captured by multiple eyewitnesses. We've got the videos right now, right here at Third Phase of Moon, and we're going to go over them and share it with you. As 2020 lights up, is there some kind of surveillance system being used by the LAPD to spy or survey the people of Los Angeles? What is this object? We're looking at it right now. I'm going to be adding some brightness and contrast, but we get a close look. Submitted via my Gmail. Anybody who captures anything in the skies, my email is in the description. You can send it directly to me. Jonathan Nizo captured something that we can't explain in the Los Angeles skies, and Jonathan is looking for answers as well as we are. I want to get your thoughts below. Brent, what do you think we're looking at?
Blake, the skies are lighting up over LA. Again, another submission. Jonathan nailed this, and he said this was captured on the Cheviot Hills looking more south of the LA area. And what we're seeing is fantastic footage. What is it?
I'm going to be enhancing a still photograph and adding some brightness contrast. We can see it's metallic shaped. This is unlike any kind of weather balloon or advertisement balloon that I'm aware of, and the way it is steady in the skies seems very peculiar, as the LAPD helicopter might have dropped this off. We're not exactly sure.
Notice the palm trees, they're blowing, and some of the pine in the area too. That day was windy, and you can tell whatever we're looking at is rock solid.
That's right. Jonathan was explaining in the email that it was a very windy day, and he noticed whatever this thing was very stationary in the sky. If it were a balloon, he said it would have caught his eye. That's why he submitted it to us. He wants to get answers.
We're going to look at this further, and I suggest everybody else doing it. Are we looking at a piece of CGI? Could this be manipulated? Or what are we looking at is possibly the real deal?
It's definitely a good capture. We're looking at it in a different contrast to see if we can see any kind of manipulation going on here. But the way Jonathan had the mind to kind of get his surroundings and move the camera around, it would be hard to manipulate this. I think the video is genuine. One of the most amazing videos this month, in my opinion, is a joint air force between Italy and the US of F-18 pilots being flanked by a massive UFO. Take a look at this. Let's get started with what we're looking at. Two Air Force pilots, a possible close encounter of some bizarre, strange aircraft in the background. We're going to be doing some analyzation of the video. We're going to get some close-ups. What are we looking at? Is this simply going to be dismissed as some kind of blimp, or is this some kind of extraterrestrial craft that we're not aware of, or a secret Space Force asset? We're looking at the footage right now, and I want to get your thoughts. What is going on with this footage? Again, we're going to be analyzing it. We're going to get a closer look. We got Brent with us, and I want to get his opinion of what we're looking at. Is this something that we haven't seen before?
Yeah, Blake, this was interesting video that came in, and I do believe that this is accompanying a military exercise and training video showcasing the military's jet fighters. But what in the world is that flanking it?
We're adding some heavy brightness contrast. We want to make this thing, whatever it is, pop. Right now, we don't see any kind of FAA lights off whatever this object is. It seems in a way that it has stealth attributes to it. It's not very similar to any kind of blimp that I've seen.
Look at it. It almost looks double sectioned, almost saucer like. I do notice a little protrusion at the bottom of this, kind of maybe could look like a basket to a hot air balloon. But looking at it again, the contrast reveals something that definitely looks totally the opposite of that. It looks like a flying saucer, Blake.
This video was taken earlier this month, and there are tensions rising around the world. What is going on in this video? Could it be simply dismissed as a weather balloon in the background, or is there something else? It almost seems that you could see the fighter pilot turn his direction to the left as this thing zooms by. It only lasted for a few seconds. It's a montage of videos. We're going to supply the original link so you can take a look at it yourself, but we're thankful enough to get this submission from a person who had an eagle eye right here at Third Phase Moon. His name is Robbie Higginson, and he said that he found a UFO above the U.S. Air Force F-15 Eagle. And it's a collaboration between the U.S. Air Force and Norway. And he says it happened at the 39-second mark. It's a 10-minute video, and we're going to be supplying, again, the original link. I want to get your thoughts. What the heck is this? Is this some kind of new Space Force program, a vehicle that we're looking at?
Yeah, great job, Robbie, keeping an eye out, looking at things that don't look normal in the sky. Whatever it is, yeah, it could be a blimp. That's a possibility. But again, this is still unidentified, so I'm going to keep my mind open.
It's a good video, and I'm glad we're getting it out there. We're going to let the people decide, and it was our pleasure bringing it to you. Now, let's get to this more compelling evidence of some kind of bizarreness over Los Angeles in regards to the LAPD and strange anomalies that surround them.
Third phase.
What's going on with these helicopters and LAPD? Brent, what's your thoughts here? It happened very quickly in the video, but we did get this video submitted via our Facebook from a fan who says he watches all our stuff and he wanted to participate. His name is L. Brody. Brent, what do you think L. Brody captured here?
I like a lot of things about this video. You notice that funnel cloud kind of in the middle center of the screen, and the LAPD helicopter on the top of it, and then at the bottom something.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. We're trying to get a close look at it, and some people might say this is another LAPD helicopter off in the distance, but it doesn't look like that. We're not seeing any kind of evidence that this is in fact LAPD or any kind of other helicopter. It seems metallic. It seems very stationary. L. Brody says that he captures these things over Los Angeles quite a bit. So the mystery continues. What's going on with the LAPD and the interaction with these unknown drone-like craft that are in close proximity to the LAPD?
Yeah, again, I'm looking at that funnel cloud, and at the bottom it seems to have vaporized, like it kind of let something out again. If there's a teleportation going on, this could be it.
The videos are off the hook, and we're going to get to it right now. Let's get to Elon Musk. Some kind of object narrowly hits the Elon Musk SpaceX rocket in space. Take a look at this. Despite the incredible times that we're living in right now, we're going to be on top of it. In regards to the UFO subject matter, sit back, everybody. Enjoy this episode as we go over the most recent events on the top UFO channel around the world, Third Phase Moon. We're going to broadcast it right now. And incredible, stunning imagery is coming in from SpaceX. Did you see it? Well, we're going to be playing the video and going on the history of what is going on behind the SpaceX and what's going on with these incredible UFO encounters we're going to get a close-up look of today's event that just happened within the past 24 hours. We're going to slow it down. You're looking at it. Brett, what are we looking at?
Man, Blake, that's too close. Whatever's coming down, what's ever approaching these SpaceX rockets that are coming back down to Earth is too close for comfort. What if that just nailed that rocket? What would have happened? In space, especially.
It's incredible. It's not the only time it's happened, as we're looking at this video from 2018 of the exact same anomaly. And a close encounter that could actually damage the rocket as it returns to Earth to land on some kind of platform as it does on the ocean. But again, these close calls are being captured on camera from basically the same angle. This is from 2018, and then the video that just happened within the past 24 hours right here from today's launch, it resembles astonishingly the exact same thing. This isn't some kind of coincidence, Brent. What's your thoughts here?
Everything I'm seeing about this represents something metallic. It's a UFO as far as I'm concerned. And what if this thing did hit this rocket? It would shatter into millions of pieces and destroy kind of our whole space system in itself. This is a danger unless this is a UFO approaching it, taking a close look, and it knows exactly what it's doing.
Yeah, from the 2018 to today's launch, we're going to slow it down. We're going to get a good look at it. And it almost has a metallic, it morphs into a saucer-shaped craft. It's incredible footage. We're looking at it again. I'm going to put the footage from 2018 as a comparison, and I want to get your thoughts. What is going on? Is this the same object from 2018 as that is witnessed on today's cameras by the ISS, or the SpaceX, as the rocket tries to self-land itself after the mission Starlink program was operated today via this launch?
Yeah, the comparisons are almost identical. You could tell that whatever it is, it's almost the same proximity, the proximity of where both of these thruster rockets are coming down, and this anomalous object approaching it, I would say within hundreds of yards. Again, maybe even closer. What would you say, Blake?
I would say maybe about 30, 50 feet from the object. Very close. And again, the metallic shape anomaly behind it. Then what's been going on, people have been giving us the heads up. There's a lot of things going on around the world, but some people are watching the NASA live feed and says that there's a fleet of anomalous objects flanking the ISS. We took a look and started to grab some screen grabs throughout the day of these black spheres that seem to be moving sporadically throughout the 2 days of this live stream from the ISS. Brent, what do you think we're looking at?
Yeah, this is cool footage. Some people are saying, and I even asked the question too, could this just be a speck on the lens? But then looking at this further through the hours of footage that came in through NASA during this time, it showcased the same camera, and these specks weren't there. There were different anomalies disappearing and coming into camera frame. You could almost see them like pass through the clouds too.
It's would be strange if these specks, if it is a speck on the windshield or the camera itself, why do the specks throughout the hours of this live feed go from 1 to 2 to 3 in flank to maybe 4? Are they in perfect sync with the ISS? And are these the anomalies that we're watching as of the past 24 hours basically flank the SpaceX Starlink mission today? We're showing it in reverse and forward and back just so you can get a closer look and grasp on how the relative speed of how close this was, and then compare it to the November 15th, 2018 capture by SpaceX.
What's pretty cool is that there's anomalies, especially an abundance of UFOs recently over over the skies of Earth in space, checking out NASA, the International Space Station, and staying close. We've had just recent footage from the past couple weeks that astonished everybody. People said it could have been disregarded trash from NASA that entered the Earth's atmosphere and burned up. But what we're seeing is something that says and shows the truth that there's something going on in space.
March 20th, 2020 will go down in history as some of the best evidence of UFOs, but we also had the opportunity to speak with the top ufologist in the world, including Stephen Greer. Listen up.
The men and women who are on this stage can prove that we are not alone.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty hush. I don't think I should talk about that.
The project was called the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program, run by an official named Luis Elizondo.
I think this is a national security imperative.
This is the next big thing they want the public to be afraid of.
Have you not watched Unacknowledged?
What is Unacknowledged?
You gotta watch Unacknowledged.
What is that one?
Okay, you gotta watch Unacknowledged.
What is it?
You gotta watch Unacknowledged.
Things started to appear.
How do we develop that relationship with the occupants of the UFOs? And that's what this is about. We had to first do the introductory film Sirius, then the sort of nuts and bolts of Unacknowledged, and get enough people aware of the fact that we're not alone. And here's the evidence, and here are the military and the documents and top secret documents and military witnesses. Now we want to reach about 1 billion people with this next one so that people understand, this is why it's been kept so secret. And it's only partially because the technologies behind these UFOs, as they're called, would terminate the oil industry. The bigger secret, and this is what's mind-blowing, is the power of people coming together, even only a 1% factor of people coming together who have an intention, are conscious, are working coherently together, can alter the course of human history. That is real power that the CIA and people in the government are terrified of, because that is much more powerful than a general coming forward with a dead ET body or a spacecraft, because to be honest with you, that isn't going to move the needle beyond what we've already moved it. What's going to move the needle are people coming together with this understanding of the power of consciousness and how it can alter not only our society, but literally physical reality, and create a whole new civilization on this planet. So I knew that in 1973. The experience I had with the ETs was a very prolonged on-board experience. I was 18, didn't have the knowledge, the lexicon, words, the education at that point to know how to describe this to other people. Now we do. There's a whole body of scientific evidence about non-locality, as it's called, consciousness being not limited by space and time. The experimental data is amazing. So now we're putting all that together in this movie, showing the results of the CE5 initiative, and then saying to everyone, you can do this. The other thing we're coming out with in the next month or so is not only the premiere in LA, if we don't get shut down by the coronavirus, but also a new app. So there's going to be a new app. It's not available yet, but it's by early April, and it's going to be called the CE5 Contact app, and it'll be on Google Store and iTunes and Apple and everywhere else. Because what we want that to be, that is an entire training course. And as you know, I do training courses throughout the year, but we only can accept 20 or 25 people, and we need to get millions of people. So this app is going to come out that has an entire course, remote viewing course, CE5 initiative protocols, how to form a team, all the information and data, what equipment you need, and also a messaging component where people can get on and see who is in your area interested in this, so you can hook up with people and form a team in your local area globally, all over the world. So that's going to launch at the same time the movie.
There's, thanks to you, Dr. Greer, we're going to have some exclusive clips for Third Phase of Moon only. Let's just go ahead and roll that right now.
Since 1990, a network of free thinkers and renegades have been bypassing the national security state to make direct contact with advanced extraterrestrial civilizations. Using the Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind protocols, or CE5, developed by Dr. Greer. This has proven to be the most subversive and dangerous information he has released to the public.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this shit, dude. Here's some look at this shit. Dude, this is UFO type shit right now, man. And talk about look at this shit right now. Oh my god, look at this. These three lights, they keep coming together and then they fucking go apart. Watch this. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Dude, what the hell? There goes one. Now back to two lights. Oop, there it goes. Boom.
For thousands of people, contact has begun.
Greer's got some incredible insight. He's got his new documentary, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. It's going to be an incredible ride. I already got a sneak peek, and you guys are going to trip out on what you're going to hear in this documentary. But we also had the insight to speak with another expert in the field, Preston Dennett. He's got over 26 books, and we discussed the UFO sightings over bodies of water and oceans throughout the world. Let's get to it. Listen up. From Ventura County of what looks to be like a massive cigar-shaped craft. Is this unusual in this region?
Well, yes and no. I mean, this is actually an area where there's a huge amount of activity of UFOs over the water. USOs, these are objects coming in and out of the water. This is great footage. It's really interesting to hear the witnesses themselves talking about what they're seeing as they're filming it. This is clearly a large object. I don't think it's a blimp. It's obviously not a plane or anything like this. There's no running lights. There's nothing to indicate that this is a conventional aircraft at all. It's got some of the features we see of genuine UFOs. It's kind of like stock still there in the sky. Yeah, it's pretty good footage, and I'm impressed because this is an area where there's a huge amount of activity.
You know, it's interesting to me when you're looking at this video, it's a real windy day. And how often do you see a possible airship or a blimp out there over the ocean in these kind of conditions? I don't think it's a blimp. What's your thoughts on that theory?
No, it doesn't look like a blimp from a distance even or close up. It's not an area where the blimp would usually fly. It looks quite large. Very hard to say what it is. There's a number of cases where this area has, not only have a lot of sightings, but a number of photographs have been taken. And to see actual moving footage is great, because I do have some still photographs of very unusual activity in this area. And it's the same sort of thing, some without photographs. And to have a photograph that describes what other people are seeing who weren't able to take photographs is corroboration for me, at least, as an investigator. So I know that this is an area where there is a huge amount of activity. I know that there are people photographing this, and this looks like a really good example of somebody capturing unusual activity.
You know, it's interesting too, because some people might say that this is CGI, or some kind of optical trick or trick of the camera. But what's interesting is that Dakota, who submitted this video to us, and we're happy to share it with you, his girlfriend captured the same thing on her iPhone camera as well. And they made the rounds, and this video was picked up by experts in television shows just to analyze the video. And
we confirm that this video is legit, and again, no FAA lights of any sort. This is something very unusual, and again, kind of proof that we're talking about that there's possible underwater bases, and we're going to get to that. Go ahead, Preston, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I like about the footage is you have witnesses to stand behind them. Dakota, his girlfriend Paige, they had their own statements. That's good footage, you know, because footage can be doctored. This just kind of has the feel of real footage. You know, sometimes you can just tell I'm not a photographic expert by any means, but I have seen a lot of this kind of stuff. And I know that this is an area where there's a lot of activity, and it's fitting the pattern of the kind of reports I'm getting. So yeah, I'm impressed.
I want to thank everybody from around the world who joined us right here at Third Phase Moon, going over the top UFO videos from around the world. I want you guys to leave your comments below. Let me know what you think was captured by people like you. And if you did see something in the sky and capture it on your iPhone, upload it to YouTube, send that video to us. We want to share it right here at Third Phase Moon. I'm going to keep my eyes on the skies. You guys do the same. We'll see you real soon.